Good morning, everyone. So, I don't know about you, but one of the things I've done a lot during this shelter in place order is that I've been playing a whole lot of games. I've been finishing all my puzzles, I've been doing online board games and card games with my friends, and there's all sorts of other things I've been doing to try to keep myself busy. But because of that, one of the things I miss the most is playing games with youth group. And one of the favorite games we do is this game called Ghost in the Graveyard. So basically, it's like hide and seek, but in the dark. So one person goes and hides, and everyone else tries to find them. The person hiding is the ghost, and when they are found, someone yells, "Ghost in the graveyard!" And everyone has to run back to the safe zone before they get tagged by the ghost, because the first person tagged then becomes the next ghost, and that's how the game keeps going on. So this is actually one of my favorite games because I love it when I get to be the ghost, the person that goes and hides. So, because if you find a good place to hide, everyone will go right by you without even knowing you're there. Sometimes I've been in places where if the lights were on, it would be so easy to find me. And sometimes it's hard for me not to laugh because I think it's so funny that they can't find me. And I'm sure if you've played hide and seek before, especially if you're really good at it, I know some of our youth group kids are really, really good at this game. So I know they've been in similar situations. So in a few minutes, we're going to hear the story about people traveling to Emmaus, and Jesus joined them, but they had no idea it was him. He was right there and they couldn't see him. So during the story, I just imagine Jesus trying not to giggle when they can't figure it out. The kind of like, I know something you don't know giggle. But here's the thing, when we're on this side of the story, we can see that it's Jesus. We know it's really obvious, but other times it's not so easy for us to even be able to see Jesus, to know where he is. There are times where we feel really alone. There are times where we feel like God isn't listening. We forget that God is everywhere, that God is always with us, and God is always listening. So to help with that, during our Sunday school lesson on Friday, we made these little binoculars, and they help us see God in everything that's around us. You can use them to look at things like plants in our yard and see how God is always creating. You can use them to look at your parents and see the love they have for you, and just remember that God loves all of God's children just like that, but on an even greater scale. And you can look at your friends and your neighbors and remember everyone in all of creation is made in the image of God. And when you look at the empty streets, while it can be a real big bummer, you still see that everyone is loving their neighbors by staying home and trying to keep everyone safe. So if you keep looking, you'll find things all over the place where you can see God at work with us to help make the world a better place. So if you feel like you're having a hard time finding where God is, if you feel like God is winning at hide and seek, just pull out your binoculars and find where God is at work in the world.